Hello, 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 phenomenal people. It's your girl, Xavier Mills, from the great state of North Carolina, currently positioned in the Star City of the South, Roanoke, Virginia. I know. Y'all think they named it after me, but they didn't. I am a star, though. You are, too. But they named it after this amazing infrastructure of a star that's on Mill Mountain here in Roanoke. Such a beautiful city. You'll have to come on by one day. And so I am excited to bring you another edition of The Conversation, where we bring you incredible people who are straight up saying, I love my life. And if you know anything about me, you know those 4 words are incredible to me, because I remember a time when I didn't love my life. I was on a job that I couldn't hardly stand, and I ended up with shingles. I ended up going from a size 14 to a size 0, and I ended up having 3 colonoscopies within 30 days, 2 within 24 hours, and all of that was from a bout with stress. So I know the power of saying I love my life, because thank God I'm able to say that each and every day. So now I want to introduce you to Miss Rettak. Yes, she is here. And guess what? She is going to tell you some things. I have her professional bio, but I feel from the Lord today that we need to allow her to tell you who she really is and why she loves her life. So welcome to the conversation, Rettak.
Hey, I'm happy to be here.
We are super duper uber excited that you are here. Yes, so please do tell us who you are and why you love your life.
Hey, everybody. I am Rettak Collier-Isabell, and I'm happy to be here, and I am in love with my life. And the reason I am in love with my life, because 5 years ago, I lost my son. And before I even got pregnant with him, I suffered 6 years with infertility. To only get pregnant, go on, lose him. And when you lose a child, it's like your life is over. So 5 years later, I found my hope again, and I'm getting out into the community more, and I'm working more with families on teaching them how to find hope again after they have a pregnancy loss. So I'm just excited what I'm doing and breaking the silence at the same time.
Yes, ma'am. And so in 2016, you and I were on such an amazing Periscope Past the Cast with my good girlfriend, the dynamic Contessa Louise. She is a friend to our show. She's been here before. And I was just wow, I was inspired by so many of the stories of the authors. When I was sitting there and just listening, I was like, oh, my gosh, we have got to have y'all on the conversation. So I know your story, I know your book, but I want you to really deep dive into letting the listeners know what your book is about and just some of your story in that aspect.
Okay. Yeah, so my book, Life After Death, the Prelude, it came out in June of 2016, and in this book, again, I speak about my struggles with infertility, to only go on to get pregnant 6 years. Well, after suffering from infertility, I suffered 6 years and went on ahead, got pregnant, lost that pregnancy, went into a deep, dark place, ended up getting pregnant multiple times again to only lose those, and it was crazy. So in this book, I talk about how I gave up on God, and as I'm going through my infertility thing, I felt like God didn't hear my prayers or anything, so I began to curse him. I began to not want to hear anything about God is good, and that's just how dark I was. I always tell people when I tell my story, it was almost like I was possessed by a demon, because somebody just simply say God is good, and it's like I get like cursing mad, like spit coming from my mouth and everything. So I tell you about that in my book, and then when I did get pregnant, how I was happy about it. And then when I lost him, I fell back into that dark place. I started questioning God again. I couldn't understand why he would bless me to only take it right back away. And again, I get angry with God again. So I'm telling all of these things. I'm telling about spiritual encounters that I have with my son. I don't know about you, but I believe spirits are real, and we can communicate with people who have went on to whatever they went, to whatever you believe in. So I'm telling all of this in my book, and I also teach you how you can find hope again and how to work through the stages of grief, whatever you lost, whether loved ones had or whatever. So you're getting all that goodness in this book.
Wow. So that's amazing. And repeat for us the name of the book.
It's called Life After Death, the Prelude.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes, and I tell all.
You tell all?
I tell dreams I had. I tell my experience with some of the doctors and how I didn't feel like my care was good because of my race. All of that. It's totally transparent, 100%, everything that happened.
Wow. God is simply amazing. And it's so interesting that now, you know, when you come out of a dark place, because we've all been in dark places, you realize that even more. But I think that there have been times when people are just, they have been upset with God, with the place, with the space, with a lot of different places in life. And for you to truly just, you know, open up and say that you have just come to this place in life, that's a healing process. You know, it's not easy to open up like that and share with the whole world what you're going through. So what was that catalyst of change that made you do that?
Well, I had a friend. She had been talking to me. I actually met her in 2011, and we was having a conversation, and I was telling her my story, and she kept urging me, "You need to write a book. You need to put it in the book. The world needs to hear it." And I would always say, "No, I don't think so. Nobody wants to hear what I got to say. We don't talk about death, and we definitely don't talk about babies dying." But she kind of kept on pushing me, and I kept on telling her no. So in January, it was about 3 or 4 other people to reach out to me, sending me messages, sending me texts, sending me calls, telling me I need to put my story into a book. And it was almost like they were saying the same thing word for word. They all called me on the same day telling me this. I'm like, okay, this is God telling me that I need to open up. So I went on ahead. I started doing the work to get my word out there. And then what made me decide on how much to put in the book, before I started writing, I prayed to God. I told her I'm going to decrease so that he can increase, and I'm going to let him work through my hands. And whatever my fingers type, whatever the Lord lead me to type, that's what I'll put in. So that's why I put so much in the book, and I went on ahead and did it. And I'm happy that I did that, because once I got my story out, I had so many people to come and just tell me how much I was an inspiration, and they was telling me their stories, and people that I've never even known that had a pregnancy loss was reaching out to me, for supporting things. So that's how all of this was born.
Wow. God does utilize our pain to help us push past our past, and that's one of the things that I've kind of rebranded, and for this year, 2017, I am being known as the I Love My Life strategist, and so that's what I help people, women specifically, to do what you just said, and that's to empower, inspire, educate, and motivate, so that they can push past their past and begin to say, I love my life. And so that's true, and I know for myself and just for other people, a lot of times we have to go through something in order to truly grow through something, and so that is amazing. And I want to know, how has being an author changed your life and your business?
Wow. It has been amazing. First of all, it's given me more confidence to speak about my son, because like I said before, talking about death is a very uncomfortable subject, and especially talking about death of a baby is very uncomfortable. So now, since becoming an author, I'm not ashamed, I'm not hiding it, I'm not thinking about how uncomfortable it may make somebody feel. Any opportunity I can have to mention my son's name or other families who has lost a child, their baby's name, I'm ready to speak on it. So that's one of the biggest things it's about for me, is made me feel more comfortable with opening up and and giving my son the voice that he never had and would never get a chance to have.
Wow. What other ways are you going to utilize your message in business this year? What are you going to do? Are you going to have some events? Are you going to come out with another book? What are you going to do?
Yes, I have a few projects planned. I'm the kind of person where I want to be the change that I want to see and not just talk about it, but I want to be it. So one of the things that I'm doing, I'm putting together an event. It's going to be an event just for moms who have lost a baby, and I'm hoping it's going to be probably an every 3-month thing where we're going to get together, and I'm going to try to do like different cities, but the first city is going to be in my city, where we're going to get together. I'm going to have catered food, and I'm going to probably have some speakers, and we're going to do activities. I'm going to teach them like things that they can do when they're having triggers, how to recognize the triggers, how to work through them, and we're just going to dance and do some fun things to distract us from being sad about our babies. So that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm also working on a children's book to teach them how to deal with a sibling, because, you know, they're probably so excited about the baby being they're not having a baby. So I'm planning to write a children's book to teach them about death. I'm planning a book signing. I am coming out with a part 2 book. Because I'm trying to get pregnant again, so I'll be writing about that, and I'll also be writing about I'll also be writing about in that book. Wait a minute, 1 second. So in this book, I'm going to be writing about infertility, and I'm going to be writing about my life with having a rainbow, raising a rainbow. And what a rainbow is basically a child that comes after a death of a child.
Oh, wow. And so, yes, you do have a child now, correct? So how has that impacted you being a mother, like finally, you know, going through the hurt, the pain, and then getting the joy of having a child?
Yeah, it's bittersweet. Having him after my first son passed has made me, I guess, love him more, for lack of a better way to explain it. And what I mean by that, like being overprotective, you know, like being a first-time mom. Like, you know, when you have a baby, you don't want them to go anywhere, things like that, or you just like real overprotective of them. So that's kind of how I am with him. And I also make sure to teach him that he does have an older sibling, so I show him pictures from the hospital, and we go out to the grave and visit, and we talk about his brother and things like that. So I'm teaching him that he does have a brother, even though his brother don't live with him.
Oh, wow, that's powerful. That's really, really, really powerful. And we are definitely excited about the work that you're doing and the fact that you're using your pain as a pedestal to push to your promise. You know, that is not easy to do. And we applaud you for the fact that you didn't use, you know, even though you went through your human moments, you still kept the faith of what it is that you needed to do in life. And so that is exciting about just truly getting to the next point in life, because this will bless so many women. You know, there are women who are going through or who will soon go through what you have been through. I believe that in all of our circumstances. And so using your voice as a vessel is keenly important for that, because when I say I love my life, or when I really want women to say that, it means all the parts. You know, everything is not always going to be just some beautiful picture, but all of the pieces come together to make a beautiful picture. And I think people have got to learn how to cope with every moment, the good, bad, the ugly, and the indifferent. What are some of your coping strategies?
When I'm having a trigger, music always relaxes me. So the first thing I do is I have a playlist that I specifically put on when I'm having one of those triggers. And one of my go-to songs is I Didn't Know My Own Strength by Whitney Houston. And I like that song because she pretty much explained everything that I feel. No matter how low you've ever been, you made it through, so that means that you were strong. So that's one of my things I go to. I put on music. I have one person that I trust to talk to, so I go to this person to let them know what I'm feeling, and we talk it out. So that's something I would suggest, having a support person that you can talk those triggers out to find out why you're having those triggers and things like that. And just getting in that quiet place to do some deep breathing and relax my body until I calm down and the anxiety calms down. So that's some of the things that I suggest.
Can you kind of explain to us what triggers, like, what that looks like for people who have experienced what you have experienced?
Okay. Well, for me, being an angel mom or whatever, when you're new on a journey, sometimes your trigger may be seeing a newborn baby or seeing a pregnant lady. And, walking through the baby aisle or something like that. And something that I experience myself is my heart may start racing. I may start sweating and become forgetful, confused, extra sleepy. And that's how I know when I'm either having a trigger or getting ready for one, because I'll get, like, super tired no matter how much rest I got the day before or even that day.
Wow. So it sounds like PST, what is it? Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's basically what it is. Cause, yes, it's crazy.
Wow. Okay. Well, as we begin to kind of wrap this amazing conversation up, I want you to truly just tell people, just give us a word of encouragement, specifically the women that you know you're custom design assigned to serve, because I believe some people call it tribes. I call them custom design assigned because I believe that God has placed us here for a specific group of people. So speak to us, give us some of your last words of wisdom, and then also give us your contact information.
Okay. My encouraging word is you can make it. Just as simple as that. You can make it. It may seem like that life situations want to take you out and you're not going to be able to do anything anymore, but I want to let you know that if you just keep looking up to our helper up above, you can make it. Depend on him. You may not have the support system that you want on this earth, but if you just keep looking up and allowing God to work through you and carry you, then you can make it. So that's my encouraging word on today. And to get in contact with me, you can visit my website at supermommydiaries.com. That's supermommydiaries.com. Or you can email me at KayKay at supermommydiaries.com. If you need extra support or need help finding support in your area after a pregnancy loss.
And I do have one question, one more question that just popped into my mind. Are there, like, support groups across the country or virtual or Facebook or somewhere? Are there support groups for these women?
Yes, I actually have a support group on Facebook. It's called Supermommy Diaries. And I know a few support groups on Facebook if anybody's looking. And there should be support in every city, and that's kind of what I do with helping people to find support in their areas, whether it's help with getting the burial costs covered, finding therapy groups, medications if you need it, things like that. So I don't just help people. I'm located in Indianapolis, but I don't just help people in Indianapolis. I help you wherever you are with research and using necessary resources that you need.
That's fantastic. Again, Rettak, thank you for stopping by the conversation today. We appreciate you, and, we're always supporting and praying for our people who decide to say yes to life. It's not easy to finally wake up and say, I love my life. So thank you for being here today.
Yes, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Again, give us your website one more time.
Yes, my website is www.supermommydiaries.com.
Absolutely phenomenal. So, girls and boys and everybody who's here, this is your girl, Stevie Aisha Mills from the great state of North Carolina. And I am absolutely excited to be here with you for another edition of The Conversation, where we bring you people who are absolutely in love with their lives and who have told you not just the what of what they do, because the what, everybody knows. The conversation is all about the why, and just like Rettak has told us her why for what she does, you all have a why for what you do, and when you figure that out and when you rock it to the fullest, guess what? You can say, too, I love my life, and that's the mantra that I want all of you to be speaking this year, whether you are a custom design assigned to Rettak, to myself, to somebody else, it doesn't matter, but when you get empowered, inspired, educated, and motivated by the tools that we all have individually and collectively, then you should be able to say, I love my life. Yes. And so if you ever want to get in touch with me, you only have to spell my first name correctly. Stevie.com is my website, and my name is spelled S-T-E-V as in victory, I, not like my namesake Stevie Wonder. My name is I. So you just put that in the good old Googler, like my girl Lucinda Cross says, I am completely Googleicious. And you can find me as my heart. Everything is public, and I would love to connect with you. So make it a great day. Don't just have a great day. Make it a great day. Why? Because you, and you have the power to do so. Take care for now. Talk to you soon.
Yes, thank you.